beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. You guys, today we're here to talk about the pod again. Sorry to my regulars. I know you're like, where is the Real Housewives? But you guys, it sucks. So I kind of don't want to talk about it really. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going to talk about Pod Wives. They had a Patreon episode, the season 1 finale of Pod Wives, off the roller coaster. You guys, let me just say this. I could definitely, insert clips and do what everyone else does in terms of the pod. However, my channel received a strike. My little bitty channel received a strike from Joe's podcast. Someone on his team struck my goddamn channel. And it was nothing but a couple of little clips of Melissa Ford. So I'm not sure why, but I see so many other people using this shit. But it's fine. I'm not going to use it. So just to let you know, I don't have a problem editing shit in here, but they struck my channel, so I just can't. But what we're gonna do is decipher this pod wives, you guys. So I'm gonna go down in terms of, I'm gonna break it up into groups of what they're talking about, sections, because as we know, the pod is where they're talking to all these different couples, and it's a lot going on. So I'm just really gonna give my opinion on stuff, because y'all know I got a lot of opinions. But if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. Like the video, you guys. It helps to get it out to other people. And again, I am about to start doing commentary on the pod all the time, because it's what I watch all the time, and it's what I have a lot of opinions on all the time. So I may as well get my shit off over here. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because it's something that I will be doing. I've been trying to find my niche and like what I really like to do, since I'm no longer really into reality shows, and the pod is it. It's not going to be it in terms of everything and all that I talk about, but I am going to I'm going to break down the pod when it comes out, the Patreon and the regular pod. I'm going to break them shits down. So let's get started with the Pod Wives episode. All right, first off, let's start with the fact that this is set up like a reunion. And I feel like Mark Lamont Hill, the good doctor, y'all know he's my fave. The good doctor has hosted some reunions in the past, because this is just very natural. I can't remember exactly what, but somebody correct me or let me know which one. It was some sort of reality show that he hosted, because he's in his element. I mean, he just can do no wrong. He can do it all. So here he is. I was happy to see him. He needs to unbutton that goddamn button, though. Like, why do you have that one button, like, struggling as you sit there looking like a tiny tot in that big-ass chair mark? But it's okay, because you my guy. So, not too much on Mark. But I'm confused by the fact that it looks like Keno and I can't remember her name, you guys. Is it Edith or something? I'm just going to call her E, because I can't remember her name. But I think it starts with an E. But they're dressed up. They have on all white. They look nice. Ian and his wife, Jules or whatever, she's dressed up. Ian looks like he tried his best to dress up. He on his little khaki and his jeans. He looked nice. Y'all like Ian, so I'm not here to do any Ian slander. But Joe and his girl, it's like it's your show, and you guys decided to come totally dressed down in these jean outfits or whatever. I mean, they don't look bad. Of course they look fine. To me, Joe can't dress. I'm sorry. He dresses like shit. It's expensive shit, but it's shit. But for you to make such a big deal about the, what was it, 500th episode or 1000, whatever episode or anniversary, and, Ish and Flip didn't dress up and he had a fit about it, for that to be a huge deal, and then you come to your own finale, set up like a reunion where people are dressed up and you're completely dressed down, is just confusing to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Parks and his girl weren't dressed up either. That's fine. It's not his show. Can't tell him that, but it's not his show. So that's fine. I'm not sure what was going on with Rim's hair. I don't know. I do know that I really liked it when she had it straight. But it's okay if she want to do it curly. But something was going on with the bang area. And I just felt like, what's happening? Like, we had a couple black girls up there. Y'all couldn't help her out. Like, don't let this girl come out looking like this. But, and then we have Ice and his girl. They weren't dressed up either. but it's ice, so what do you expect? There's that. We move. Let's move on to the topics. Oh, the first topic is them oversharing. And Ian said, he's here to share. It's fine. Jules said she wants to share too. It's fine. We find out that Keno's girl felt like they overshared, and they really did. We're going to get to that later, though. All right, so in the first part, we are talking about, just the couples in general and how they kind of get along. What did they learn from the pod and, being on Pod Wives? And we focus a lot on Keno and his girl. And she's kind of coming at him a little bit. So he feels. He's like, she's coming in hot. She's coming in hot. She's just not holding back anymore. She's saying stuff that she would not have said before. And we're going to come back to that later because, no, actually, let me just get it over with now. We find out later on that they are no longer together, which I was just like, what the fuck? Because during the first part, they were sitting there answering questions about each other as if they were still together. And then they said something. I can't remember. I haven't gotten to that part again yet. And then Parks is in the background like, are you guys even together? And they say no. And I'm just like, what? What? And yeah, they have not been together for a few months. But again, we'll get back to that in terms of the fact that they still talk all the time. And they've done it within the month that they have not been together. And this is kind of their norm where they break up and then get back together, break up. She says she's off the roller coaster, which is why it's called Off the Roller Coaster. Mark keeps pressing throughout the whole pod, and we soon find out that she's not really off because she's still talking to him. Keno's just like, you're still texting me good morning. And, they kind of go back and forth in terms of being really petty about who broke up with who. And she did say that she told him, in the beginning that he was her person. And he's like, he laughed at it. And now that she's done, now that she's saying, listen, I don't want this. I don't, I'm over it. I don't have time for it anymore. It's too much. Now he wants to grow up. Now he sees that, yes, this is my person. And that bullshit that men do when it's too late. And she really is speaking as if it's too late, even though Mark and Joe are kind of breaking her down. Like, yeah, it don't sound like it's too late because, on the one hand, they feel like Keno is in denial because he's just like, coming off like they're going to get back together. And she's saying definitely not. But on the other hand, as he's making his points about her texting and them still talking every day or whatever, then, Mark and them are like, well, you guys could probably get back together. I see you guys are probably going to get back together. I don't know. I feel like she's too good for him. I feel like he's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. And that's not nice. I said I was going to be nice. I'm not going to call him a piece of shit. He's trash. Can I say that? No, I'm not going to say that. Keno's not my favorite for many reasons. And I'm sure the women out there know why. Just his actions, the way he speaks, the way he has been treating her, he just comes off as somebody who should be avoided at all costs. So we move. We then also find out about Ian and Jules and the mom. And we're going over this again. And the fact that, the mom just doesn't like her. And she's fed up with it. She's pregnant. She's crying. Ian's like, she cries every day. And I'm just like, poor thing. I don't know how they got together, you guys. I don't know how they got together. Because she doesn't come off as fun. And I'm sorry, I guess maybe it's because of the Ian and Mark show or whatever. Ian comes off as funny to me. Like, I think he's funny. He has this dry sense of humor. He's funny to me. And I don't see how they connect. But listen, he chose her. He married her. They're having their first baby. That's amazing. And he's in a really, really, really tough spot, which I don't envy. Like, it's a tough spot for him between your mother and your wife. And I understand Mark and Joe and them telling him to put his foot down with his mom. Like, listen, you either get along with her or you don't get to meet the baby or else. However, that's his mom. And like he asked, would you do that? And, Mark said he would. I just don't know, you guys. And Keno kept it real and was just like, everybody's saying, yeah, without a doubt. However, this is your mom. And I don't know. So it is a very, very, very tough spot that he's in. I do understand that his mom recently lost her husband and she's alone now. And she's just trying to figure out what's going on in the next phase of her life, basically, is what he's saying. And she feels like she is losing her kids because they're off doing their own thing. She's a total empty nester, and I understand. I get what she's going through. She's gonna have to make nice. She is, if she wants to see that baby. And like Mark said, once the baby comes, all of that is kind of put to the wayside. It could either go one way or the other. Like it could go to the wayside where she's in love with the baby and they get along because she wants to be in the baby's life, or she can come around and be overbearing and telling her how to deal with her kid because she don't really like Jules, and it could get worse. So I am praying for Ian and his situation because it's not good, and it's got to be tough for him. Two women that you love, why should you have to choose? That's awful. You guys, let me get Parks and Rem out the way because there's not much there. Catch. And Mark even said the same thing. Like, listen, you guys are just way too perfect. And that makes me think it's real. What I'm about to say is not going to make no sense. It's real not perfect. But no, it's not perfect at all. Because once you're sitting here trying to come off as perfect, it's not perfect at all. And we learned that from the previous pod where she finally gave up a little something and said that the way he talked to her, his tone and how he comes off to her is not good. And we know that Parks can do that. Parks thinks he's funny. He got these one-liners where he's really cutting people and he's shitting on people and he gets away with it. And can you just imagine? Parks don't like to be corrected. Parks don't like to be challenged in any kind of way. Like the one time that she challenged him on one of the first pods or whatever, pod wives, he got so upset, and you could tell that he's a son of a bitch to deal with at home. I bet he is. Let's also talk about the fact that they're the most perfect couple, right? However, they're the only couple that's not touching. Now, it's not a huge deal because maybe that's not their love language or whatever, but it's something to be said because if you think about it and you look back on all the pod wives, they don't touch. Where's the touching? Okay, we move. We're done with Parks and Rem. Again, black women, don't let Rem come out with them bangs like that again. But I do like Rem. I think she's a sweet girl, young lady. Let's talk about Ice and his girl, Cece, the missing piece. She's very pretty. Of course, she's 10 years younger than him, just like Rem is with Parks. And she's saying how they had this whole conversation about stonewalling, and what's his name? Keno was saying how he stonewalls E when he's mad at her, Edith, whatever her name is, you guys. I'm just gonna call her E. He stonewalls his girl, his ex or whatever, when they're mad at each other, and that's a form of abuse, and it is manipulation. Like, I'm just not talking to you, I'm not speaking to you. So we see Cece over there kind of losing her shit because she's feeling it. She's like, yeah, same here with this motherfucker. And she's talking about Ice, and we can see clearly from Ice on the pod, Ice don't like to be made fun of at all. He can't take a joke. I feel like he is one of those that you have to kind of walk on eggshells and really hold his hand and make sure you don't hurt his feelings. So I do not envy her either. Like, I would not want to be in her place. Listen, they're so in love. I'm sure it's great. It's beautiful. She's able to deal with him. But I do see where he would be manipulative as well. And she also said that, whenever they get into these situations where he's not speaking to her, she's the one that always has to come back to him to make it right. She's the one that always wants to talk and get it over with. He feels like he could just go not say anything, and then, feel better later and just come around like nothing's happened and not actually talk about the situation, which is crazy because it's just going to keep repeating itself. Like, you have to talk about the situation and get it done and over with. So she's right in that one. And her always having to go to him, I can see that as well, because like I said, Ice is kind of like a baby. He acts like a baby. When he gets mad, he acts like a baby up there. He's pouty. He's mad. He's aggressive. And, well, I'm not saying with her, but I'm saying on the pod, he's just like, you could tell when he's mad. You can't say nothing bad about Ice in no kind of way, or else he's like pissed off. So there's that. Joe and Sade. You guys, I like Sade a lot. I do. I watched this girl, her vlogs, Gina Janine, and she reminds me a lot of Sade. The way their body makeup and everything, and they actually kind of look alike. Pretty girls, and I think that they're cool, down to earth. So I do like Sade. I love the way that she has him. I won't say in check, because who wants their man to be in check? I wouldn't want my man to be in check. Yeah, ain't no way to get my man in check anyway. But I will say that they deal with each other well. She's able to deal with him well. So that's probably why they've been together so long. I really, really do hope they end up married and together. I hope the best for them, that it works out. Because he has to be a son of a bitch to deal with as well. So, listen, kudos to her. Shout out to her. But I don't see a whole lot of issues with them, except for the fact that before she moves, she wants to be at least engaged. She's not going to, uproot her kids, her family, and everything if she's not engaged. He said he has an issue with the way that she sleeps, like just little things. And then we learned that Mark said he's in a bedroom divorce or a bed divorce, something like that, where they don't sleep together. You guys, I'm the one that snores, believe it or not. I snore. My man doesn't snore really. I mean, he snores a little bit, but I snore like, it's not cute at all. So I would understand if he wants to get up out of there. Would I like that every night? Probably. So, listen, a lot of people are doing it now. I don't know. All right, guys, let's just wrap it up. So they end up getting into some, talk about sex, of course, and Mark asked them, how do you let your person know that you want to get it going? And we have a bunch of different answers where Ian says he wants sexy time. She doesn't like that. She's like, you gotta kind of lube up we know what she means. You gotta make it sexy. She's like, kiss my neck, say something. He says that she'll just like touch him, she'll touch his dick and see if it jumps. If not, then she knows that, no good tonight. Ice, Cece says she tried to get at him when the Apple program was on, when they do the thing where they introduce the new Apple products that's coming out, and we all know that he's a little techie, so he wouldn't stop to do that. But normally, she said in bed she just kind of backs it up or whatever, get into the little surfboard or whatever, where she back it up on him, and he will come into the kitchen or wherever she is and put his raw dick on her somewhere, just on her butt, on her back, on her something. She just feels him, and I'm just like, ew, just the thought of it, I'm sorry. So then we also get into Keno. And Mark says he's asking a question from a fan or a follower or someone from the community, and the person is asking, why would you have your white girlfriend who is not comfortable saying stuff in the bedroom, like, tell me you want this nigga dick? Why would you have her do that? And his answer was that it's just what he likes, I guess. And Mark even let him know, listen, I judged you before I even met you from that. I saw this clip and I was just like, ill, basically. Of course, he didn't say ill, but he was just like, yeah, I didn't think you would be my kind of guy. Now that I know you, I see that you're okay, but what would make you put this out there? We learned that she has children that saw the clip or whatever. And oh my God, I felt so bad for her. I'm assuming her kids are either teenagers or maybe young adults or whatever. And I couldn't imagine. I just could not imagine. But we get a totally different Kino this time, you guys. We get a super humble Kino. We get a Kino that is trying to be more vulnerable and understanding, and he knows what he lost and he really can't do without her, and he's really trying to say all the right things to get his girl back because she's at the when a woman's fed up stage, or at least so she's making us believe. Um, so yeah, it was a good episode. Season one over and done. And we'll see when, oh, I'm trying to think. Parks and his girl, like I said, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Yeah, Parks apparently doesn't cuddle. She likes to cuddle. He doesn't like to cuddle. So she knows that he's trying to get going when he tries to cuddle. But, that was the end of it. And it was great. Again, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill can do no wrong. You guys, he was amazing. He was funny. He was very, very into it. Dark Lamont Hill is hilarious. And him starting off the episode saying, listen, I'm not here for anything good. Basically, like, I am here for the shits. Love it. Love the fact that he gives us a different Mark Lamont Hill than what you see him, when you see him on CNN and Fox and all that or whatever. But yeah, it was a good episode. It was enjoyable. We'll see for season 2. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more Ice and Cece and get all up in their business. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, you guys. So what? Tomorrow is Tuesday. There's no pod. Wednesday we get a pod, and I will be doing a reaction to the pod. I also do want to do individual videos for the different people on there. Maybe just like a 10-minute video on each person and just giving my opinion, because that's what I do. I have lots of opinions. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you thought about Pod Wives and what you thought about the couples. Let's talk about what's his name? Why can't I never remember his name? Kino. And did he win you guys back over? Like, do you all believe that he has changed his ways and now he's just this super humble man? I don't know. I kind of felt a little bad about calling him trash or whatever earlier. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Like the video, you guys. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.